All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another debate live stream. We're going to be debating about abortion. It's episode 3, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, on Roblox again. So we're just going to wait for people to join up so we can start debating. This is going to be really awesome. I'm just logging into my stream right now. But God bless everyone who's tuning into the stream. Did it get it? It's funny because I'm actually loading everything on my phone because my Wi-Fi is terrible right now. So I'm having to load it on my how do you say it? It's like I'm having to my Wi-Fi is coming from my hotspot on my phone because my Wi-Fi is in my house is terrible right now. But yeah, this is really awesome. We're gonna start debating. So if anyone wants to come up on the live stream or on YouTube, join up. JC Mitchell, hello. Nice to see you on the live. Waiting for other people to join the server as well. All right, this person wants to join up. Let's just join up. Hello.
What's up?
Sorry, what? Hello? Can you hear me? Here, I don't know if your mic is working, so we'll let someone else go up, okay? Who wants to go up? Empty. Nick feed. All right. Who okay, Dr. Plague. All right, hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Why do you think it's murder?
So, just for clarification, you are pro-choice, right? Just so I can know where I'm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm asking your position.
Okay. So I think it's murder because murder is going to be the intentional killing of an innocent human life, and I believe that that is wrong. And my stance on abortion is that abortion is morally wrong because each individual human life has value enough to not be killed by other people. So that's basically my position.
Why should I accept your definition of murder?
Because there's a lot of definitions of murder because obviously definitions are going to be subjective upon which dictionary you go off of. But I think that you do to be able to understand what murder is, right? How would you define murder? Because if I I don't want to get banned.
I can give you my definition.
Yeah. So if I
define murder as the unjustified killing of a human with an active brain.
Brain. What do you mean by that? With an active brain?
With brain activity, a brain that is active.
Yeah. So I would just disagree with that because you can make up your own definition, right? But when it comes to the majority accepted definition, when I use murder, that's going to be the correct term because abortion, what it does is it intentionally kills a innocent human life, right? And what murder is?
Well, see, that's of course that's the issue, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to disagree with your definition of murder, and everybody who is pro-choice disagrees with your definition of murder.
Yeah, but everyone who's pro-life
disagrees. Oh well, I'm appealing to the majority, which is a fallacy, by the way, in making your definition of murder. That's not a way to argue. You haven't substantiated that claim.
No,
if you can prove that your definition of murder is somehow objectively true, then that would be a step forward.
Yeah, so we're just arguing semantics right here. So if we can just argue,
course. This is the first step of any propositional argument is to settle on definitions and what we should use.
Okay, so I just disagree with your definition, but we're not going to get anywhere in the argument if we're just arguing about semantics. So abortion is immoral.
Okay, but you understand though that one cannot have an argument unless you agree on definitions. If you can prove that your definition is the objectively true one, then we can continue.
But the problem
if you can't, then you're conceding.
Yeah, but the problem is that you cannot prove that your definition is objectively true either. Because
you're shifting the burden. That's a burden shift fallacy.
No.
I'm not the one making the active claim here.
No, I'm just stating the truth because definitions are in and of itself subjective because there are so many dictionaries that give different definitions. So, I mean, I couldn't give you an objective.
You're not making an objective claim.
No, what I'm saying, no, when it comes to what I'm defining,
if you're making an objective claim, then you can use these definitions and have an objective definition for them, no?
Yes, no, I can make up my own definition, of course, but I'm saying when it comes to like objective means
you need to demonstrate the objective truth of that definition.
Yeah, because
you're making an objective claim.
Yeah, because objective just means it cannot be another way. But as I was stating beforehand, definitions.
Right. So every definition that you're using, especially the ones regarding morality, they have an objective definition, no?
Well, not if you're talking objective in the sense of like it cannot be another way, then no, and neither is yours. Like all definitions.
So it's subjective. So you're arguing for a subjective, more ethical claim?
No. That's changed. You changed the subject. Where I'm talking about when we talk about definitionally, like when we're talking about the words and the definitions of those words, the definition of those words are not going to also equate with the moral question of what I'm talking about, right? So we're just arguing about semantics.
The moral question is murder, and what do we count as murder, and what do we count as killing?
No, but not even that. I think that
so the definition. Okay.
So not even just that though, because I think that abortion is not only murder, but it is wrong. Because when I talk about abortion as murder, that's not like just that's not really like a moral claim, because people can view murder as different sides. When I say abortion is immoral, which I do believe, then that would be a different conversation. But I think we should just like change it to abortion is immoral, so we stop arguing about semantics. So I think abortion is immoral. So
we certainly can. Why do you think it's immoral?
Because I think that it is wrong to kill an innocent human life. Wouldn't you? Do you think that it's wrong killing an innocent human life?
No, of course I disagree. Of course.
So why is that?
I think that human lives without active brains, I do not value the same as human beings with active brains.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
My example, of course, is brain dead people. As soon as a brain dead person loses their brain activity, while they still have active cells, we typically treat them far differently, and we use different justifications in order to kill them. And I think in a very similar way, you can apply this logic to a fetus.
Oh, well, you can't.
A fetus does not have an active brain.
Yes, but the brain waves.
Right? I'm not valuing.
Yeah, so a brain dead patient, right? Those brain waves are decreasing, right? When it comes to the fetus, it's increasing.
They have no brain waves.
Okay, so then it's dead.
No, like there is a point in the development of the fetus where brain waves begin and occur. Before that point, there is no brain activity. There is no.
Yes, but it's dead.
No
so a brain dead person is dead.
The brain is not working.
Yeah, so a brain dead person is biologically dead, but the fetus is biologically alive.
Clinically dead. Biologically, no.
Yeah, clinically
biologically, no. There are active human cells.
Okay, so
there's a difference, of course,
so
between clinical death and biological death. Philosophically, of course, we're talking about the biological death here, and we're talking about when we value certain things. And I'm saying that when humans don't have a brain, we value them very, very differently. Whether or not it's going to turn into something with an active brain is a different matter entirely.
Yeah, so is a fetus...
I don't think potentiality is.
Yeah, sorry. Is a fetus clinically dead?
No.
Okay, so they're different in some aspects, right? So when I talk about fetuses...
Of course. I never said it was a perfect analogy.
Yeah, okay, so I have an analogy for you since you gave yours, right? I have a question. If you have a 22-week-old premature born baby, right, which is thalamal cortex that's not connected yet, so it does not have any, like, brain activity yet because it's not connected and it's not sentient, do you think that you should be able to kill that 22-week-old premature born baby?
I think you should deal with it and give it the same respect as you would a brain dead person.
Okay, so you think that it should be able to be killed?
If it's going to cause significant harm to the mother, I don't see why not.
Okay, so basically you're saying in a certain circumstance, infanticide is okay.
Of course. Well, no, I specifically, we're talking about brain death here.
Wait, no.
The infant does not have
brain how could you say no? Because infanticide has nothing to do with killing a baby that needs to have sentience. Infanticide is just murdering an infant. Right?
I don't consider brain dead babies infanticide.
Well, it's not brain dead. No. It's just thalamal cortex is not connected yet. Those are different situations.
If it doesn't have any brain activity, I'm considering that brain dead.
No, you can consider it any way you want, but it's not like it biologically, it is not brain dead because the brain, even though its thalamoral cortex is not connected yet, which is basically just the ability to deploy sentience, just because that is not yet connected does not mean that in and of itself is not.
So you're saying there's brain activity?
No, not in the sense of sentience, because I'm just questioning
Is
a lot
brain activity?
Yeah, brain activity.
Okay, then I wouldn't.
But it's not sentient, so why would it matter?
I'm specifying it to brain activity. That's what I care about.
Okay, so but why would it?
If there's brain activity, then I wouldn't. I would treat it very much like a baby.
Oh, okay. So you're not like a pro-choicer that believes in a sentience mark, right? At like 22 to 24 weeks, because I've never really met any pro-choicer that.
I think that's typically a vague. That's typically a vague marker.
Okay, but, so I have a question.
Regardless.
Just this is really curious. Sure. I've never met someone with your opinion. Mm-hmm. Why do you hold to that standard? Like, what value do you think that the fetus has?
Why do I hold to brain activity?
Yeah, because it has nothing to do with sentience and the actual like person.
Well, because people can be unconscious, and I still value them.
Yeah, but they have the ability to.
You know, if you're knocked out in a coma.
Yeah, but they have personhood,
right? Sentient of personhood. I think that's a vague. That's vague. I don't see personhood. I can't measure personhood. Like I can measure brain activity, and that's what happens. I mean, if you're in a coma, you still have brain activity. If you're sleeping, you still have brain activity. When you lose brain activity, we treat you significantly differently. So I don't see why we shouldn't apply that to a fetus that doesn't have brain activity.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I just completely disagree, because I think that when people take on your position, and honestly, I've never even like heard anyone have her opinion, which is a really interesting opinion, because usually pro-choicers will often lean towards the sentience matters, and sentience is what grants value. But because you're going off the brain activity, I've actually never heard that. But I just think that is wrong.
I think it's more consistent to hold to.
Yeah. But just so you know, we have to kind of close this out real quickly, because there's people that also want to come up. But I just think that's completely wrong, because like, for example, if we're going to take on like your worldview, majority of like all the atrocities that has happened in society come from people that think that they can just determine how they value human beings, and they add a certain qualification to what
you do the same thing.
No, because
you're doing the same thing. If you apply value to if you're applying value to human beings in general,
because
that's
they're
human. Applying the value to human beings.
No, it's because of what they are. You are not determining what they are.
I add in one more tick. I add in brain activity.
Yes, but that is still an application.
When people become brain dead, we don't care about the human life that's present. We care about the lack of a brain. I'm not committing some atrocity here. Again, this is a slippery slope fallacy.
No, I'm just saying that your line of thinking leads to that, and it's not a slippery slope fallacy. This has been seen over.
That's literally a slippery slope fallacy.
No, because if you look at
your line of thinking leads to an atrocity,
if you look up,
that is a slippery slope fallacy.
Look up the Turk Guken dog, and in the regime of World War II, right, with Germany, and how I can't say the name
very familiar with that.
And right,
I'm very familiar with that.
With Guggen dog, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
No, not specifically with that man.
But yeah, they had
policy.
It's not like a ball. It's more. It was like a certain camps and a ideology during World War II, and that was before the camps altogether. And basically, that taught the same. They kind of went through like a chart of when someone is suffering, right, and then they would kill them off because they missed application, just like you are missing application, right? And then they would go further down the line. So
I don't see how I'm missing application.
No, I'm saying that you add application to how you define human dignity. So then what happens when you do that is when society decides that
defining human dignity, I'm defining human. I'm saying what I value.
So you're adding applications to what needs to have value to. I'm saying that we shouldn't have to have applications. It should just because what it is, right?
But you do have one.
No, I don't.
It being a human, right?
No, but that is the thing that it is.
It being a human.
No, because that is what it is.
But that's the property. That's the property that something has to have in order to have value. I'm just adding one more property.
No, because yours has to do with a certain development in the human life, right? I'm just talking about that's what it is.
You haven't established that that's wrong.
Okay, so inherently why that's wrong is I can go from two answers, right? So first there's because I'm a Christian, right? So I believe that is wrong inherently because each human has inherent value given by God. But that's like a religious argument. I don't think
of course, then you're gonna have to prove theism, but that's difficult to do, of course.
No, well, you can't prove any. I mean, you can't like objectively prove things. You're just gonna give up with evidence, right? And the evidence
you're anti-realist?
No. I'm saying that like when it comes to theism, right? you cannot like because to objectively prove means that it cannot be another way, right? I would say that the evidence shows underliningly that theism is true and that Christianity is the true religion, but then we're just getting like completely away from the conversation of abortion. But dude, thank you so much for coming up. We have to get new people up, okay? All right, who wants to come up? Oh my gosh, there's so many people. All right. Who wants to come up? Say okay. If you want to come up, just say me, okay? Oh shoot. My mom brought. All right. Hello.
Hi.
What do you think about the prompt?
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm trying to think about something. Hold up.
All right.
Okay. So why does it matter if hold up. So is it okay that you should not kill the baby even if the person is 6 years old and you think you should still not kill the baby? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, either way, it'll take too long and it'll be too much pain for a little girl. By the way, that's 6 years old and it's gonna cost the family thousands of dollars, by the way. Gets to try help everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand. Should a little girl be in pain gets to make one baby, or should they just kill it and be done with it? Well, what do you think?
Yeah, so I just want to point this out. That's a really sad situation, tragic situation. Okay, wait. Yeah, so as I said, that's a really tragic situation. But when it comes to the human value, right? I think that first of all, that situation, as I said, is tragic. The perpetrator of that situation should be held to the full extent of the law and should be given the death sentence, pretty much, right? So I think that is a terrible situation, and I'm not trying to undermine the value of the person when I'm talking about this, right? But when I talk about human life, right? How is aborting that fetus? How is that going to undo the disgusting act that happened to the girl? It won't. All it will do is add trauma. And studies show.
But the only thing is, why would you have to go through 9 months of pain just for some kid, just for a baby?
Yeah, it's not fair. I agree, it's not fair. And that is the fault of the perpetrator, the disgusting perpetrator, that should be given the death sentence. And I 100% agree with that. But that does not justify the murder of the innocent human being, right? We do not punish the son of how do I give this example? We do not punish the son of a robber because he robbed a bank, right? We punish the robber. So the fetus inside the stomach is an innocent human who hasn't done any wrong. All he is the how do I say this? He is the result of that extremely terrible act that was done against the girl, but still you cannot end innocent human life just to add more harm to another one. Because at the end of the day,
the thing doesn't even have any conscience. It doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah, but when we're talking about consciousness, right? So doesn't like a 6-week-old that has brain amnesia, right? So there's certain people that do not have consciousness, right? Which these are very extreme situations, but for example, there was a baby, his name is Baby Josh, right? So Baby Josh, or I don't know if I'm saying the right name, let me look that up. But let's just call him this, Baby Josh, right? This is a real medical example. He was born without the thalamal cortex connected, so he did not have any sentience, but he was still given a birth certificate, right? He was still given, dude, I'm blanking out right now. He was still given basically all the things that a regular baby is given when they are born, right? He was given a name, a birth certificate, all these things that show that he's a person and a human being deserving rights, and you can't kill him, but he doesn't have consciousness. So even though you do not have consciousness, does not mean that you just lack moral worth.
Well, what about there's something wrong with the baby?
What do you mean? The fetus when it's being born?
What does it mean? What about it has autism, all that stuff? it's just going to be sad for the baby, and
No,
it's better off if we get.
So I think it's really sad. And I didn't want to cut you off right there, but I think it's really sad when we do have people that are born with things like that. Like that is just it is going to add hardship to their life, but they're still equal in value and still a blessing, right? Like people are not lesser value because they're born with certain mental disabilities. Like if we see like a person who's like, how to say it? Like if we see like a person who has Down syndrome on the street, right? You're not going to think of him lesser than someone else who's like a different person, right? I would hope that, right? I would hope that you wouldn't value him less just because he has Down syndrome.
No, I'll never do that.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to the baby, right, who's just born, the same line of thinking should still apply because that baby is still a unique, innocent human being, just as a person walking across the street, right? They're still individual human beings of the same worth. So we can't just pick and choose who we get to show lesser value to or think of someone who has lesser value, because at the end of the day, we are still all human beings on this journey of life. And for us to think that we can just, devalue human beings is, I think it's wrong, right? Because just like like if your mother, right, if she wanted to, God forbid, do the act of abortion, right, that would be, you wouldn't be here, right? You would be dead. And I would say that is extremely wrong. And I think it's a blessing that you're here today, right? Speaking on Roblox, right? Like that's awesome, right? That you're alive. And that is truly a blessing. But if abortion is continuing in our society, right? Do you understand that 1/3 of Gen Z is dead because of abortion? So 1/3 of my generation is gone, just gone, literally dead, because people think.
Not true, because not true, because half of your generation can be dead by abortion. There could be other things about it, like it could probably die from, by something.
Yeah, so I agree that there's other causes to death, but the number one leading cause to death among Gen Zers is abortion by far. It was a study released by the Guttmacher Institute that stated that roughly 1/3 of Gen Z, the population, is dead. And that's basically relying upon the 22 million abortions relating to the 80 million alive human beings. But dude, thank you so much for coming up. We're going to have someone else come up, okay? Who else wants to come up? Everly, Gus, let's just add whoever. Yeah. Hello? Sorry, hello, is your mic working?
I think you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I think you're. No, I didn't mute her.
Hello.
All right, here, try to fix your mic, and then we'll let you back, okay? Let's see if. Hello?
I just want to say that I really love what you guys are doing right now, and I think it's really helping our community, and I think it's really helping Gen Z, and I'm really thankful for you guys. So
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. God bless. Yeah, this is a really important issue, not even to just my heart, but because it is an issue that is so like, oh, Colton, you have to mute yourself because it's making a lot of noise. Seriously. All right, but because it is an issue that is so accepted in our society that we get to kill innocent human beings just because we decide that we get to value human beings the way they are, that is, it's truly disgusting that we as a society accept that. That's why there's a huge overarching culture in the youth that is supporting the pro-life organization and supporting pro-life movements to stop the violent act of abortion. But okay, I'm just looking who else wants to come up. Let me look. Oh shoot. Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm a pro-life. I'm Catholic.
Okay.
But I just want to have a question on what do you think is the best answer to the problem of autonomy? Like some people would use the analogy of if donating an organ is voluntarily or
like let's say an analogy, a mother is giving her organ to her child, like to support it for 9 months, like giving her blood away because the child's kidneys is, well, they're damaged.
Mhm.
So they use that as an example of, hey, bodily autonomy matters.
Mhm.
So what do you think is the best example, argument for that?
Okay, so regarding the bodily autonomy argument, right? So when it comes to that, I think me personally, I love to give this like kind of like phrase is like your bodily autonomy like how do I say this? No, it's not okay. Your bodily like autonomy ends when another one's begins, right? So you do not get to just use your rights to make someone else's rights that's smaller than you suffer just because you choose it, right? But another thing is like when it comes to the bodily autonomy argument, a lot of the times they use the phrase "my body, my choice," which is kind of ironic because as a Catholic, right, that is the same words that our Lord uses at the Last Supper, right? So I actually think that the pro-choice movement is a demonic movement that Satan uses 100%. Because when you look at what they say, the bodily autonomy argument literally comes from the words of our Lord, right? This is my body, which is given up for you, right? This is my blood, which is given up for you. And they kind of, it's kind of like they twist it, right? Real is saying what verses in John 6? John 6 verses 50 to 56 or something. But yeah, it's disgusting. But another thing is
So
like they say.
So yeah, sorry. You continue.
Sorry.
You
So they
continue.
say my body, my choice, but it's not their body because it's a separate individual human being with its own set of pair of DNA. So when there's another heartbeat in your stomach and there's another set of DNA, that's not your body anymore. That's a separate individual blessing that God has given you. So that's my
Yeah.
main
So I
argument.
just want to correct your argument a bit here. I don't think you can say that your bodily autonomy ends when another life is in danger. I don't think.
So I phrased it wrong.
Really
I phrased it wrong. Yeah,
because, like,
I did phrase it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up. Dude, I phrased that so wrong. Like there's an actual phrase of that. But yeah, but that was just kind of a phrase. My main argument is not about that. It completely has to do with the fact that it's not their body. So they do not have the choice to kill another innocent human being. That's my argument. It isn't that like phrase.
So what do you think? Yeah. So what do you think about the passive and active killing argument? Like, you know what the difference is, right, between active and passive killing?
Yes. So passive is just going to be like letting it die, I'm pretty sure, and like active is just going to be like the intentional killing. Like for example, like if you're what is it? It's like if like a mother has like an ectopic pregnancy in which she's probably going to die, right? If the doctors try their best to keep the mother alive, but the baby dies of just because of the underlining thing of the pregnancy, then that would be a passive because they didn't kill it. It just, they let it die. So that was, yeah.
Also, can I give you one more argument?
Sure.
Because like I noticed you were having an argument with like the guy saying that, but he doesn't experience pain. He doesn't have consciousness. I think a great argument for you would be that could we in the future take a fetus, a healthy fetus, and then remove its brain, and then we could make it as dolls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. And also you could ask him about like, what do you think about CP? Do you agree with CP? Yeah, I think that's just a great argument for me. I heard it from a Catholic apologist, Trent Horn.
Yeah, Trent Horn, dude, I love that guy. Yeah, yeah. That was his debate.
Are you a Catholic?
Soon to be, maybe, but I'm an Orthodox right now. But I'm really interested in Catholicism. I love both.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I love Trent Horn.
Amen.
Yeah, Destiny's awesome as well. But dude, thank you so much for coming up, dude. There's a lot of people as well trying to come up. But God bless, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, God bless. All right. Who else wants to come up? All right. Hello.
And I am obviously pro-choice.
Okay.
And I just want to say, what is your opinion on the people that like are unconsensually given a child in their stomach?
So unconsensually, so you mean like they didn't plan on it? So it's like an accident kind of?
Like they were forced.
Oh, so like, okay, so it's like a grape situation.
Exactly. That is my question to you.
Okay.
Those people that didn't choose to have the child
Mhm.
in their stomach now have to go through that pain and suffering that they did not choose to have. What is your
Yes.
thought on that?
So that like sort of situation in the line of like rape is an extremely sad situation, but and I think it's really tragic. So I think that the first of all, the perpetrator of that situation should be held to the full extent of the law and given the death sentence. But I do not believe that just because like the perpetrator did something wrong, the result of that extremely terrible action, the fetus should therefore be killed because it did nothing wrong in this situation. And it's going to be very hard for the child or the whichever, the victim is. It's going to be extremely hard of what she's going to go through, but you still do not get to kill innocent human life, right? Things bad happen in our lives all the time, but just because bad things happen does not mean that we get to decide when human life gets to end and when human life, just like when human life gets to end, right? Because that is God's plan, right? For when our life ends. It is not just based on what we think.
And I'm not saying that it's based off of what we think, because I do agree that there is a point at which life starts. That is when there's a beating heart. Because before that, it is just a clump of cells in the body.
Yeah. So
Personally.
Okay, so you believe that you give moral worth when it has a beating heart. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, yeah, exactly. Like,
Yes.
There's no.
So I would
Yeah.
just disagree with that because I believe that a heartbeat, right? Let me give you the situation, okay? A person on an artificial, I forgot what the name is, but it's like an artificial heart. Do you think that that person has moral value? Like a person that like his heart is not working. So basically, what
Yeah,
happens?
but they also have a brain, and there's no such thing as like an artificial brain. So
Okay, so
let's
it's
change it to that.
okay. So it's not about the heart; it's just about the brain. I just want to get this clear between us.
It's basically about both, but yeah, technically.
So I just want because you can't like kind of say you have both because then you're gonna have to like when I go to one argument, you're gonna have to say like, oh well, it's because of the other. So I just want like, what is the main factor that determines human value for you?
All right, then I'm going to say the brain.
Okay, the brain. So what about the brain gives human value? Like the sentience, brainwaves, like what about it?
Yes, part of it is the sentience, and I would say that's about like the extent of it. Also, being able to like have cognitive function, like for example, being able to breathe, like with the brainstem. I feel like that's like when it shouldn't be okay. But before that, you have plenty of time to decide if you want to endure the suffering from the terrible thing that happened to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have a quick question. When it comes to this, I have a scenario for you, okay? And I give this to the last person as well. You have a baby who's a 22-week-old preborn baby, right? Do you believe that that 22-week-old premature born baby deserves the right to life if his thalamal cortex has not connected yet? So it's basically like the baby, right? It's prematurely born, which means it was born before the 31 weeks or the time where it's supposed to be born. So it's born before that. Do you think that that baby should still deserve the right to life, even though it does not have sentience? Because you just said that you decide that people have moral worth when they have sentience, but this premature born baby does not have that. So should he still deserve
Does
the
it
right
have
to
a
life?
nervous system?
It doesn't feel anything because the thalamal cortex, like the sentience, the ability to feel pain, consciousness, does not exist yet. But it is out of the room. It is given birth rates. It is given a citizenship. It is given a name. It is given rights. So, like, but according to your worldview,
Actually, let me correct you right there. A fetus does not have rights.
no, I'm talking about a baby outside of the room, like a premature born baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that, and you'd say like they're alive.
No, they are. Well, do you think that a baby born
They're
outside the womb is alive?
They're out of the womb and they're going to live.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, they're in a NICU unit, so a NICU unit is going to be like a. You know what a NICU unit is? It's just a
Yeah,
special
I
care
actually
unit
was in one.
for.
I was in one.
Yeah, I was I was not prematurely born, but I was born of a cesarean section. When it comes to the NICU unit, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to that, the baby is born. It is put in a special center to keep it alive because it is not born at the specific time which it is supposed to be born. But like I said, it does not have any sentience. So should you be able to kill that baby?
My answer to that is no, and that is because I'm pretty sure at 20 weeks old or whatever you said, it still has a nervous system. If it does not have a nervous system, then I don't think it should. I think it's okay to kill it because the nervous system is the thing that I believe gives it sentience. Even if you argue that it doesn't have like a fully developed cortex or whatever, there is still a nervous system there, and therefore I feel like
Okay, so it's about the
It's right
nervous
to kill it.
system.
yes, because that's like what it comes down to with sentience. Like for example, that's what makes you move. That's what tells your body to move. If
Yeah,
you're
so I
moving,
just
it's
want to
the
make sure.
nervous system.
Yeah, I just want to make sure because you have to realize you just switched goalposts, right? Like you just went to one to the
Well,
other.
you know that the brain is part of the nervous system, right?
Yes, but I'm talking about how the brain does not feel the nervous system. Like the nervous system is at that point just another. It's like a skin cell to the fetus to the baby because it does not feel anything. It is not conscious. It is not sentience. But dude, we have to move on right now. So God bless you. Thank you so much for coming up. We have to move on though. I'm gonna try to go, guys. I'm gonna try to get through this quickly because there's so many people. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I had food in my mouth.
Hi.
It's okay.
Sorry, my friend's with me too.
What do you think about the prompt?
Sorry. Okay, what? Sorry.
I was just said like, what do you think about the prompt? So abortion is murder. I believe that abortion is murder. I think abortion is wrong. What do you think about it?
Stop laughing. Sorry. My friend can't stop laughing. Not because of the question. Yeah, I think it is. Oh my god. You Biggie, stop. I'm so sorry about that.
You think it's murder?
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome.
1 second. Remember our policies? Okay. Okay, wait, what was the question?
All right, next person up.
How's it going?
Go in your ruthless dude. Hello.
Who, me?
No, I was just saying hello. Yeah, it's you.
Oh. So yeah, I think abortion is okay in the first trimester.
Okay.
And it can extend into the second trimester for special circumstances.
So why do you believe that?
Well, first, I'm an atheist, so I don't use objective morality grounded in religion. Second, I use the consciousness argument and bodily autonomy argument, whereas the baby does have a consciousness and nervous system to feel the pain. It only has potential. It hasn't done right or wrong yet, only potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's okay for the baby to get aborted. I agree that it can have a moral value, but that depends on what the mother establishes that moral value is. And if she doesn't value it in the first trimester where it doesn't have consciousness, then I think it's okay for the mother to abort it.
Okay, so your opinion is a very overlining opinion in the pro-choice community. So just want to let you know that. I don't know if you already knew, but I just have a question because of
Overlining?
Yeah, so it's like a
What do you mean
majority.
overlining?
It's like a majority held opinion in the pro-choice community. But I just have a really quick question, right? So regarding to that opinion, right? What if you have a, let's say, 2-week-old baby, right, out of the womb, it's healthy, it's doing well, it has sentience, as you said, but it gets into a car crash, right, and it suffers severe brain amnesia, so it loses all past sentience, and it does not have current sentience in the moment, but it will have the ability to deploy it in the future when it is done with this coma, basically. And the doctor says it as well. What would you think? Do you think it should be okay for that baby to be killed if the doctor says it will come alive? Yeah, so that
So,
so
it will recover.
oh, 100%. It will recover
It will have
in
a
like
full recovery.
in like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, I would say yes because one, the baby is already outside of the womb. Two, the mother has established that it has more value to her. So yes, I think it shouldn't be aborted.
Okay,
And
so
furthermore, laws support against abortion of that baby.
so I have a quick question.
Yeah.
If you just said if the mother is okay with having it, is that what I just heard?
Yeah, in addition to it being outside the womb, yes.
So if the mother thought she didn't want it, then would it be okay?
Yes, if it's within the first trimester.
No, but it's
the
same example.
You gave an example of it outside the womb.
Okay, so you hold a conjunction between inside the womb. So it needs to be inside the womb and the mother needs to be okay with it to have an abortion. But I'm saying in this certain scenario,
within first trimester or second for special circumstances, yes.
yeah, so I'm kind of confused because the situation I gave was about the baby and how the baby is obviously outside of the womb, but it does not have sentience, which
Right.
your main argument in the beginning had nothing to do with the location of the fetus or the baby. It had to do with sentience.
It did. It did. It was in the first trimester. Your example didn't have anything to do because one, it was outside of the womb, and two, the mother established more worth for it. We're talking about abortion.
No, the mother
whether
does
the
not
baby
have.
can recover inside the womb.
No. Mine's a theoretical to challenge your worldview. So the mother in my situation does not want the baby, okay? But the baby does not have sentience. So why should the baby not have, not the right to die? Why should the mother?
I thought you said that she does want it to live. If she doesn't want it to live, then that's irrelevant. It still has rights. It's outside the womb. It will recover. So yeah, laws will protect that baby's full recovery.
Okay, so
if she tries to end it, then
sorry. So you appeal to a societal standpoint, because you just said because it has rights. That's appealing to more.
Yeah, when it exits the womb and it's 2 weeks out of the belly. Yes.
No, I'm not arguing about whether it has rights or not. Right. I disagree with when it is given rights and not. I'm talking about your opinion. So is it your opinion that baby should have the right to life? And if yes, why? Because it does not have sentience yet, and the mother does not want it.
Yeah, so it has sentience. Well, I mean, it will have sentience in 2 weeks. And two, I guess I am appealing to authority rights because it did exit the womb, so it has rights. Then I believe that it shouldn't be aborted or ended. Especially when it exits the womb, that's when it's given rights. That's when it's given a birth certificate and everything. I mean, I don't see how this example is relevant to abortion, though.
Yes. So
yes, I am arguing sentience, but it's within the first trimester when it's inside the womb.
Yes. So when you're talking about rights, I just lost because you said a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to argue about what you thinks what the government is doing right now. I'm arguing about your opinion on it. Do you think that it should be moral for that baby who's outside of the womb, who has no sentience because it has severe brain amnesia, and mother does not want it? Do you think that it should be a right to kill the baby? I'm not asking if it is a right or not, because you brought up, it does have the right. I'm not asking that. I'm asking, do you think that it should be allowed to kill that baby because it does not have sentience?
Yeah, so my answer to that again is no. It's not right to kill that baby.
Okay, so, but why if it's not a sentence? Because your entire base, I saw your worldview, it went around the fact of sentience. But if it does not have sentience, then why not kill it? Because it doesn't have any person or anything.
Yeah, so it's similar to a person who's sleeping or a person who's in a coma. I'm not saying that we can end everyone who's in a coma because they don't have sentience. I'm saying that because the baby is already established inside the womb, that even though it doesn't have sentience in that moment, that yes, I believe that it still has moral worth.
Okay,
even though
so
the mother wouldn't want it, and if she didn't want it, then she should have aborted it in the first trimester instead of waiting till it's 2 weeks out of the womb.
mhm. Yeah, so I'm just saying, so it is about the so what about the location of the baby matters?
Location, inside or outside the womb? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because you just said if it's inside the womb, then we can have a debate about whether abortion is out like, okay. But once it's outside, then we can't kill it. But why is that? Because isn't location like why does location have to do with the fact of moral worth of a human being?
Yeah, so it's not just location, it's location plus time. So when it's in the first trimester, it's within the womb and it doesn't have sentience. It can be like the third trimester and it would have sentience. And I would say that it's wrong in that scenario. Or when it's outside, when it's the location is outside the womb, then I would say that it's not right to end the baby. So yes, look, it's location and time.
Okay, so location and time. So it doesn't have to do with sentience.
Yes, it does have to do. That's the main argument.
But you just said it has to do
within the
with
first trimester.
But you just said it has to do with location and time. Also, dude, I have to go. No, not leave, but we have to move on pretty soon because there's a lot of people waiting in the chat. Okay, so just can you please like just make your like closing statement or yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that abortion is right in the first trimester because it doesn't have sentience, and the moral worth isn't established by the mother.
Okay, so just to finish this up, right? I just want to just say God bless. Thank you for coming up here. But I just want to really answer that because I just that was a really interesting conversation, but you still did not like really answer the question about why location matters. But it's fine because we had to move on. Cameron, you want to come up? So, hello.
Yeah, I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, Colton. What are you doing, Colton? Dude, he was waiting for so long. Let him up. All right. Sorry about that, dude. Sorry about that, dude. All right, who else wants to come up? Who else wants to come up? Oh shoot. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Hello. So, I'm a Presbyterian, and specifically like PCUSA,
Yeah.
and we believe in double predestination and tulip, and that God predestines death and salvation, and because of this, God predestines babies to be aborted, which is why it is like justified. We also believe that some of these babies will be predestined to hell and the others heaven, depending if they are the elect.
Yeah, so I completely disagree. God is I disagree with predestination, but I really want to keep this like on the topic of abortion. But God is a God of just, and God is a God of love and infinite compassion for His children, and His children obviously deserve right to life because God's in the 10 Commandments it very clearly states that thou shalt not kill. And to kill innocent human life, especially in the aspect of abortion, is wrong. And also we see that babies have moral worth because in the Gospels we see John as a fetus and Jesus as a fetus rejoicing in their mother's stomachs. So because of their moral worth, right? And because, I mean, not because of moral worth, but John was very happy as a baby because Jesus was there. But that just shows that he's still a human, even though he's in the stomach, and therefore deserves more worth. But we're gonna have to move on to the next speaker because I don't want this to be like a religious discussion. And everyone, we're gonna try to keep like the age like at least above like 13 or something. I just want to make sure. Okay, hello.
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 Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So where I stand at is I don't think it is.
Okay.
Is simply because it's not really a human being if you think about it. But also, here's the catchy part. I don't think abortion should be a thing either. I think if you don't want the kid, then send them to an adoption center. But even if you do want to abort, it's not a kid.
Okay. So dude, I'm really confused right now. So you believe that abortion is wrong?
So abortion shouldn't be a thing. If you don't want the kid, send it to an adoption center. But it's also not murder at the same time.
Okay. So you disagree with abortion. So it's more of a scientific. So I can really prove this really quickly. So pretty much 95% of all biologists believe that the fetus is a human being at conception. And just because of dude, live, I got banned. I got banned, guys. 5 minutes. Oh, that sucks. Colton, I can't hear you. So I got banned on YouTube, guys. If anyone wants to come up and like debate and stuff, you can do it. But I'm gonna like maybe Colton can debate and stuff. Everyone, I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay? I'm going to be back in 5 minutes, guys. I'm gonna make him owner, and then I'll be back in 5 minutes. But in the meantime, here, is there any? Here, so I just got banned Roblox, guys. So we kind of need to wait a little bit. I'll be right back just to make sure that my brother is like not gone yet. Hold up. All right. Everyone back in the live stream. I'm really sorry. It's just my voice chat just got banned. So yeah, we're pretty much having to wait for a little bit, but yeah, once we get unbanned, we're gonna have a great conversation again. Once we get unbanned. We are banned right now, which kind of sucks. But once we get unbanned, then we'll start back up again. All right, so so as I'm banned right now, I think it might be great for me to just really explain, because it's kind of funny because majority of like people who are like of the pro-choice position do not even like understand where that goes to, because when you accept the pro-choice position and you accept that babies are not going to have the worth that it needs to even have the right to life, that leads to extremely disgusting outcomes in our society. And we see that with society all the time, like in the Nazi camps, right? When Hitler used people, right? He described, and first of all, Hitler was a very big talker about, as we're saying this stuff, No, yeah. Vudson, YT. Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying this on the live because I'm not gonna get banned on Roblox right now because I'm already banned. But once I get back on, I should not be banned, but I'm banned right now. I have to wait a little bit. Then I'm gonna leave and like join back and stuff. But yeah. So yeah, that is banned right now, but we can still chill. So yeah, when it comes to abortion again, right? What I was saying, when we decide that we get to determine which human lives are valuable, that's when the value of a human life just absolutely disintegrates in a societal level. Because once people can say, "Oh, I'm going to put this application to deem that person as valuable," or I'm going to, make some other way that this person is going to be valuable, then what happens? Society pretty much crumbles, and we've seen that over and time again with, again, the Nazi camps. Even before when Hitler put the Jews, this is such a false prophecy. Charles, what? How is this such a false prophecy? Captain Ubersaw, hello. Charles, how is the false prophecy? What do you mean by that? All right, guys, I might leave. Here, I'm gonna take that out for now, but I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna join back to the Roblox. Okay, I'm joining back to Roblox right now, guys. I'm joining back right now. Just give me a sec. Okay, Charles. I just want to let you know that I can talk about Hitler when it deems to this because it's disgusting what he did. But I'm just pointing out that he followed the exact reasoning that the pro-choicers use. Because pro-choicers, when they argue for abortion, they have to say, oh, they're going to meet this, amount of threshold or that qualification to deem it to be worthy of life. Same thing what Hitler did. He decided when humans are valuable. Pro-choicers decide when humans are valuable. I'm not saying we should be deciding when a human is valuable. We should be saying a human is in and of itself valuable because it is a human being. That's a right to you, what? Yeah, notion, I agree, it's definitely. What is happening? But I'm really sorry that your parents would not let you talk about what's on your mind, dude. But oh shoot, we're back in. All right, let me add this to the stage. I'm back in. Shh. All right. I'm back in, but Vudson, man, I'm really that kind of sucks though, because all I'm doing is just speaking about our culture and what we accept, and I think that the youth joining into politics and expressing their emotions, because we are the future of American society, so we better have a voice and understand how to talk about these issues. Oh shit, you can't hear me, guys? Hold up. Wait, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
All right. Crisis King, come up to the stage.
How do I ask
come
to
up.
come up?
Chance.
How do I ask to come up?
Hello? Bro, you're already up. Chance, you're already up.
Yeah. What?
Wait. Chance, make me mod.
Wait, hello? Wait, what?
Mod, Chance. Make me mod. Yeah.
Yo,
There
hello.
you
Can you
go.
hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, there we go. All right, we're back.
And our
We're back on live. Yeah. Let me put this. Okay, chat. Is it better now? Chat. Is it better now? Is it better now, guys? Oh my gosh, what in the world? There you go. Guys, is it better now? Chat,
Hi.
Notion. Hello. Sorry, I'm just waiting a little bit.
Okay, it's fine.
Here, I'm just asking my chat. Chat, does it sound good? Does it sound fine? Even with a stream?
Ew.
No, I'm streaming right now. Hold up. Guys, is it okay? Hold up. What? Cost. Oh, okay. Hopefully it'll get better or something. No, but guys, is it like
We can hear
the sound
you.
loss?
We can hear you. We can just hear you. We can hear you. We all can hear you.
No, I understand you can, but I'm just streaming as well. Wait, the stream, does it like, so the Roblox sounds bad right now, even?
No. Yep.
The stream is late, okay. All right. That's so weird. I don't know how to fix that. I'm gonna bring it back up. Hopefully that'll help or something. The stream being delayed. I don't know if oh shoot. I don't know if I can fix the stream being delayed though. I think that's just I mean, oh shoot. Oh, I know why the stream is delayed because. Okay, that's good. All right. We're gonna let people up. Uncle Pedro. Add Uncle Pedro. Oh my dude.
Oh,
what?
you got. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. What do you think about the prompt?
I'm doing.
Shoot. Yeah, Vuds and YT. I can't go on TikTok because I'm not 18.
You can't.
No, because I'm live streaming on YouTube, but I can't live stream on TikTok. I would. It gets a lot more views, but I can't right now because I'm not 18 yet. All right, but yeah, Cameron. What is-
Kind of lagging.
I'm lagging.
No, the whole game's kind of lagging. My phone is not lagging.
Oh,
Hi.
hello.
Oh.
All right. So, what do you think about the prompt?
Prompt?
Yeah, like abortion is murder. Do you agree?
Yeah, but it is a murder, because if in the old days they used to just kill their kid, but they used to put up adoption so they can just adopt their kid, but not kill it because that's abusive. That's child abuse. Because the mothers killing their own kid.
Yeah, I agree that it's wrong to kill kids. That is definitely wrong. But yeah, so I think it's definitely wrong. So I mean, I think we agree though, right? On abortion issue.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, dude. God bless you, dude. I'm trying to get people up here that have opposing opinions, but dude, God bless you, Cameron K. God bless you. All right, Uncle Pedro, hello.
Yo, bro. Hola. Yo, bro. Hola. What?
I don't hear sincerity in that Mexican accent. All right. Who else wants to come up? Hello?
Did you just say you don't hear sincerity in
No, I
a
think he's
Mexican
trolling.
accent?
I'm pretty sure he's trolling. I
Okay.
know. Roblox.
If you hear airflow, it's from my heater. So no.
All right. Who actually wants to debate, guys? Man, hold up. Vudson on YT. I do understand you though. I'm still actually thinking about the death sentence. But I do think that it is a really interesting topic about the death sentence. But I do completely see you're coming about the denomination, like what you think about the death sentences. But yeah, I see both sides of the Christians who think it's wrong and who think it's wrong, but that's a conversation for another time. All right. Thalia, hello.
Hi.
Hello. What do you think about the prompt?
I can see both sides, but I do disagree.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, I do think if somebody is in a situation like where it's an unplanned pregnancy or like, being assaulted, it is a form of healthcare to do that procedure.
Yeah. Okay. So, just I completely see where you're coming from, and I always say that the best argument from the pro-choice side, it always comes from a side of like hardship for the mother in the like money sense, like if the mother's not financially able to have a child or anything like that. But I guess my argument would be if the mother has a 2-year-old, and I know this is a really dumb question, but it does relate to abortion. Okay, so if a mother has a 2-year-old, right, and is not financially in the position at the current moment to take care of the 2-year-old, do you think that the mother should have the ability to off the 2-year-old?
Well, if she already has the child, she's already made the decision to have that child, and she has that child. She has no choice but to take care of that child. But if, like, let's say she's pregnant and it's very early on, it's it's a clump of cells until it reaches a certain point, and it actually can become a fetus. There, every state has a different restriction on how far along you have to be in order, like, to get an abortion. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, me personally, like, I really could care less what the states have to say, because I think that when, like, obviously we should not put our moral opinions in like the hands of the government, because the government has done awful things in the past, and obviously we know that, right? So just because the government is doing something does not mean that we should, right? But my question goes back when it comes to the 2-year-old, right? I kind of like did not really, I don't think I really got your argument. Is it because it's outside of the womb, or because it's like illegal? Because I heard you say both.
No, like, so with your analogy, you're saying so the child is already born. The 2-year-old is already born. She's not pregnant with the 2-year-old. The 2-year-old's a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't understand your point with that, because that child is alive and outside of the womb. That's already a life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're pregnant and it's very early on, you have to be at a certain part of your pregnancy in order for it to actually be like a fetus. Like, otherwise it's just like a clump of cells. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it is a lot of cells, but obviously so are we, right? But it is biologically alive. So if you look at like any medical textbook, just go to like any like middle school science textbook, a fetus is biologically alive. In fact, fetus in the Latin just means like young human, or like offspring or whatever. but fetus is all it is just a certain stage in the human development. And human life does begin at conception, according to science. And there's like a recent statistic. It's like 95% of all biologists agree that human life begins at conception. And that also includes secular biologists who are pro-choice. So majority of the pro-choice movement, like almost 100% of them do agree that human life in the fetus is alive because it's just a biological fact. That's how I would respond to that. But I'm not sure if you equated moral worth also to the location of the fetus regarding it being like in the stomach or whatever. So is it just because it's not alive from your opinion, or is it also because it's like in the womb?
No, when you're pregnant, you have something inside of you like that, it has potential of becoming, of developing and actually becoming a human. But when it's very early on, it's just like there's things that you have to kind of take into account, because you have to be at a certain point in your pregnancy to have certain things. The baby is more developed. You know what I mean?
No, I completely see, but I don't think that if development matters. Like we can just put this in the example of like a 12-year-old going through puberty, right? It is not like developed yet because it's not gone through puberty yet. But we obviously would not treat that person of less moral worth just because it is not like developed yet. So I do not believe that development has to do with moral worth. I believe that moral worth again starts at conception, when you are biologically a human being and an individual one with your own separate DNA. But that's why I would think that the development like argument does not work, because like even myself, like the male brain is not fully developed, like the male body is not fully developed until 25 years old. But obviously we still have moral value before that time. So I just don't think that the development claim would stand.
Okay, I can agree with that. That makes sense to me. I'm not saying that if you're not far along enough in the pregnancy, you're very early on, that it doesn't matter, or it's not worthy of life. I think it's just like the situation a person can be in, and if they have that decision, if they're able to make that decision, and if it accommodates to other situation, like if they can't have it, if they can't support it financially. I know there's resources for people, but the government can only do so much. And I honestly think it just varies on somebody's situation, like, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
But your points are valid. It makes sense. Is this coming from like a religious standpoint, or?
Yes, I am Christian. But I really appreciate you, because I can really tell that you are coming from a good place and a sincere place. But just before this conversation, I would just really like to say before this conversation ends, right? But my belief, it does hinge on God, right? But that does a lot for me, because us as human beings, right? We are not just something that can be tossed around with value by other human beings, right? Like I do not believe that a person who's just because he's bigger than another small human in the womb deserves more value, because I believe that all human beings are a blessing and are unique, right? And uniquely made and have inherent value. And I believe that when society takes its opinion, society thrives. And we see this with like basically majority of true Christian societies in Western civilization, how when they decide that human value is determined on God, inherent value, right? That's when majority of societies historically have flourished, and people start doing well, and it's just basically better. And then when society determines that they can do what they want and how they determine how they can value, that's when society basically crumbles historically. And we see this with like World War II and all these really great atrocities. So yeah, I would just leave you off with that. But thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
of course. I just wanted to come into this conversation. I'm not strong about either sides. I honestly wanted to join the conversation because I am pregnant myself, and I am keeping the baby. So
Amen. That's a
I
blessing.
see both sides, but I am happy with my decision. Yeah, that's that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining, and God bless you, and God bless your wonderful baby in your stomach. Okay. Well, God bless you, and thank you so much for coming.
God bless you.
All right. God bless. All right. Let's get someone else to come up. Who wants to come up? Oh, all right.
Hi.
Hello. Hiker Wolf.
So first off, I just want to start with like saying, because I heard you say that you're a Christian before. Like I'm Christian as well,
Amen.
and I thought that you're also Christian, so I can have like a bit of a closer debate with you, because I think abortion is not murder. So before we start, can you tell me like your points so I can come back at you?
Yeah, so I believe that abortion is murder because as we see in the Gospels, right? Like when we see about what human life is, God loves all human beings, right? And we see in Jeremiah, he knew us before we were even born. So when God knows us before we were born, that gives us some sort of value as a fetus in the stomach. But also a huge argument comes from when Jesus and John, when John leaps in his mother's stomach, when Jesus comes near in the stomach of Mary, that also shows that there is present human value there, because obviously John couldn't leap if he was just like a clump of cells doing nothing, right? There had to be some set of value, an inherent value given by God, right? To be in that situation of where he's able to leap.
So I hear it. So like what you're saying is that like John, he has a worth and value from God because he couldn't have been able to do that if he wasn't just a clump of cells, right? So number one, like the definition of murder itself is the unjust killing of another human without proper excuse. So getting into that, like if you can't really kill a human being if it's not a human being. And yes, they're not just a clump of cells, clearly, because they have value and they have worth, but they're also not human. They're not entirely human. They don't have a brain. They don't have a heart. They don't have thoughts. They don't have blood running through them. It's impossible for them to be a human, for you to kill them, for it to even be murder in the first place. You could call it something else, but it's not murder. And then also, like bringing God back in. At God, you just said he loves everyone. He loves everyone equally, but he also feels everyone's shame and and he sees our sins. So let's say somebody were to go sin and get, I don't know if I could say this on Roblox, graped, right? Graping, that's a sin. It's not something that you should be doing. It's wrong. It's morally wrong. And everything about it is just fundamentally wrong. Somebody gets raped, then they get pregnant, and then they go have that child into a world where they grow up hating that child, hating that child with every bone in their body. That's not a world that God would want you to come into. So I feel like God would rather you come and be with him in the afterlife instead of going into a world where you're hated and by everybody you know, everybody you've ever known.
Yeah, so
because of something you haven't done.
I think it does God a great displeasure when you kill one of his children, right? And I think that God is very specific on abortion. And that was just one verse that I brought up. But there's also Isaiah 49:1, which says, "The Lord called me from the womb." And biblically, a call is only addressed to a person. So this would entail that the fetus in the womb is a person, and God does give it value, right? And then also in Psalms 139:13-16, David speaks of God knitting him, right? And then the verse that I just gave in Jeremiah 1:5. But you did, dude, I just got voice banned again. Guys, I got voice chat banned. Charles, what are you even talking about? What?
Did you get banned?
Yeah, I got banned.
For how many minutes?
5 minutes, I think.
Okay, another 5-minute round.
Everyone, I got banned. I'm really sorry. For God. God gave Mary. No. So God did not really give Mary a choice to carry Jesus. Mr. McFudge, God told Mary, right, you will birth the Son of Man, the Savior of the world. What happened was Mary accepted that graciously. If Mary were to say no, she would have been sinning. That would have been her choice. I'm talking about how you're ridiculous. How? I would love for you to explain how I'm not living up to that, because I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I just looked into the chat and then I saw Christ is King isn't living up to that. What am I not living up to? Because I'm reading the chat. I've been debating. Oh my gosh, guys! I got voice chat banned again. This sucks. I'll have to wait again. Yeah, Mr. McFudge, when Mary accepted that, the thing is, if she did accept it, but if she were to reject it, that would have been sin, because God told her she was going to, right? You are going to carry this child. And Mary said, yes, I will. If she would have said, no, I won't, that would have been a sin. So even though she accepted it, that does not open a gate for the pro-choice, because even if she did reject, that wouldn't have been a choice. She did not have the choice to say yes or no, because if she said no, that would have been wrong. She would have just sinned, and that would have been evil. You got voice chat banned for the wrong reasons. Yeah, Roblox is very picky about like banning certain people. It's kind of annoying sometimes. It is kind of annoying. Oof, pretty late. We've got church tomorrow, everyone. Yeah, guys, it was an awesome stream. I think I'm gonna end it because I have to go to bed pretty soon. But thank you. You guys are saying ridiculous stuff. Okay, I'm not saying ridiculous stuff. Everything I'm saying you can fact check, and I am letting people finish talking. I had to move on because there was like 5 to 6 people waiting in the wait line every single second, waiting 20 minutes to join. So I had to move on. And so everyone, thank you so much for joining up. Okay, truly thank you for having a great stream. Thank you so much. Charles, I will pray for you because I don't know why you're hating on my stream. All right, but God bless everyone. Okay, God bless. Thank you.